Hey everyone, Josh here with a look at another Star Wars toy. And today we're looking at a toy from the Expanded Universe collection. This was a small set of figures and vehicles that they released in the late 90s. I believe it was 97 or 98. And this was part of the green Power of the Force collection, the ones that came in the green and black boxes. And what this is they made a set of vehicles based off concept art and other things that were never in the movies, and this was just their attempt to make a couple toys that were unique, because there's things that never appeared in film or on anything else. But you got to remember, this is way before the prequels and any of that stuff, so you know, they had to pull from a lot of different sources when they to make toys. But what it says on the box for this vehicle is that it's from the Return of the Jedi sketchbook. And what exactly that is, I can't tell you. I'm guessing it's a book full of concept art, and they're calling this the Rebel Speeder because that is the Rebel pilot. And I'm going to take a guess, and this is just an assumption, I could be wrong about this, that their initial intent when they did the speeder bike chase, I think they actually wanted to have Rebel speeder bikes, and I think this was an early design of what a Rebel speeder bike would have looked like. So let's go ahead and pick it up and take a little look at it. I'm going to go ahead and bring it a little bit closer to the camera so you guys can get a better look at it. And I've got the pilot already in there, and he is removable. We'll go ahead and take him out in a second, and I'll show you everything else this vehicle does, because it does have some pretty neat little features. And one of the first things it does, which is pretty cool, is you'll see this little lever here, on this little button on the top of the vehicle. What you would do is, you can see on the bottom too, it has this little landing skid, which is how it would sit on the ground. But what it does when you hit the button, these two poles with the flaps on them are going to swing forward, and it's going to look a lot more, it's going to look closer to the Imperial speeder bike. Well, let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to hit the button and show you what it does. Scraping on the ground, sorry about that. But what it does is it swings these little arms forward that have the steering flaps, and these actually spin. So if you want to put them in different positions, say like that, or maybe you want to have them facing straight up like that, or maybe at an angle. But that's what it does. But I'll go ahead and I'll show you that again, because that was kind of bad. But to put them back in position, all you do is you just swing them back, and you'll hear a little click sound, and you know they're locked in position. But all you do is you're going to hit this button, and boom, they slide forward. And see, you can see it looks a lot similar, more or closer to the Imperial speeder bike. And the other thing this does, now these little blaster cannons up front here, they're actually, I think it's this a little closer. These little blaster cannons here, they're actually flexible little rubber pieces that move, and they're on both sides. But you'll see this one here on this side, his right side, is a little bit different, and what that is actually a firing projectile, and the button for it is right here underneath. And what you would do is you just squeeze that button, and boom, the little missile shoots out. Just looks like a little tiny missile. There you go. And let's go ahead. And it's kind of tough to see, but there's actually the slot to reinsert it is in between the two little laser cannons there, and you just take it, slide it into here, click, and then to fire it, let's do that again. But you're just going to hit the button on the bottom, and bam, Boom. And let me real quick go ahead and pop the figure out here for you. I'll show you guys what this guy looks like a little closer. But they're calling him the Rebel Pilot. So this is a Rebel vehicle. And here you can get a good look at him. He's in a little green and brown flight suit. So that would, I mean, it would blend in on Endor. So, I mean, it almost looks like he's wearing camouflaged colors to blend into Endor. And none of his hat is not removable. The goggles don't move. It's all permanently fixed on there. And he does have a little head movement, but that's about it. That's the limit of it. Of course, he has shoulder movement, waist movement, and he moves at the hips so you can sit him in the vehicle. And he's got his fists in a position where he can hold the steering of the speeder bike. And we'll go ahead and put him back in here. It is a little bit tricky getting him in here. He's a tight fit. There we go. Here you can see him back in the pilot seat. And that would be one of my only complaints about this vehicle is these little wings that shoot out of the front. They're pretty cool, but they're on this little thin piece of plastic and it bends really easy. So I think the position it's supposed to be in is more like this, but you know, it naturally sits up high like that, and it's actually touching the centerpiece, but it's all right. There he is, everyone. There is your Expanded Universe Rebel Speeder Bike with pilot from the Return of the Jedi sketchbook. And thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.